And I was kind of curious if there was anything that maybe you might have liked to know when you were a teenager, like maybe if someone had given you any comedy advice when you were younger. I was curious, anything like that.
Yeah, I wish someone would have kind of told me it was going to take a long time to. I knew I was in this for the long haul. It wasn't something that I'm going to give 5 years, and if nothing happens, I'm going to go home. I was going to be a comedian, whether I was making $10 a night or 10,000 a night. It wasn't about the money, but I didn't know it was going to take as long as it did to really start making a living at it. I was a little discouraged, 3 or 4 or 5 years in. I was like, what the hell, man? Come on. I should be doing comedy clubs. I'm funny. I got material. But this is more of a marathon, not a sprint. Not to say that people don't have early success, which, people do. You've heard comedians out there, 27 years old, that they hit it a little early. And generally speaking, that tends to be because, they have a TV show, or maybe they have a movie career. But to be a really seasoned comedian, you really have to put in, 10, 12, 15 years to really start getting to know who you are on stage and to deal with the nuances of performing. It takes a while, so I wish I would have had like a gauge on like how long it was actually going to take.
Would you have rathered?
Would it be fair to say though? Oh, sorry, Stern. You go ahead.
I was going to say, would you have rathered get a big break on a TV show early and get success that way, or is it more meaningful for you having put in all the work?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
Yeah, no, I believe there's no substitute for the work on stage. I mean, I would get up, 4 or 5 times a night if I could, depending on if a comedy club was having a show, or there's a lot of bringer shows I used to do where you had to bring 5 people to a show in order to get a spot. So I'm glad it happened the way it did, because it really gave me the opportunity to really understand the art of stand-up comedy and putting myself in a lot of different situations, whether it be performing in a boxing ring, at a bowling alley, or in the corner of a restaurant on a small crate. All those little things that build and give you the foundation to be kind of really good at what you do. And no, I don't wish it happened any other way, because my first passion was stand-up comedy. That's what I came out to Los Angeles from Chicago to do, was be a